Okay, welcome to Punky's World. While we're talking, actually after I give you a brief overview, we're going to make the apple pie in this video because, look at that, by the way, cut it right under my nail. Get sharper knives, they said. They're safer, they said. Anyway, where do I start? Well, I discovered last night what I already knew, which is that I cannot get in my lower cabinet. I can't get up from there, my big lower cabinet. So, I need to completely take out like my spice thing, and I need to put my spices somewhere else where I can actually see them and not fall on the floor when I try to get them. And when I move that, I can move everything that's on the bottom shelf that I can reach to the top shelf in that one. Because the top shelf, even the carousel, I can kind of get to, but I need to move everything. I need to come up with a game plan of where to put the stuff. In other words, where do I put my spices? I mean, you're on a carousel, but I don't have room on my counter. I may have to rearrange my counter. I have a couple of ideas of ways I can rearrange my counter so that I can put that carousel on there, because it'd be pretty. And if I can do that, that would be huge. So, but that's what I'm running into today, and we're going to go ahead and make an apple pie. Because that was so short, I just decided to incorporate the two videos together. So, start making an apple pie for my neighbors. And as I mentioned, it will be a lattice top because there we go. I have the frying pan. I do not need it. Because you do have to cook the apples before you dump them in the crust. Preheat your oven. You start out at a higher temperature and you drop down. 450 for 10 minutes. So I'll start preheating that now. Then drop it to 350 for 45 minutes. Okay. Before I do that, I've got to take these and get it smashed up. And this is the only one, it's the only cinnamon I could find. Which is fine, it just needs to be smashed up. And if I had a mortar and pestle, that would be great. But I am just going to try this into a mortar and pestle. Because I'm not yanking out my food processor for one item, you know? Alright, to some degree it is. Now I can use my hand blender, I hope, to crunch this up the rest of the way. Yeah, this thing's hot. I gotta get some apples in it. First I gotta get this cinnamon crunched. Okay, yeah, that's not working. Yeah, that's not working. Well, yeah, I would think it would melt, but I don't know. Let me put that back over there where it goes. Ugh. Come on. Stupid cords. Gotta get the apples into the pan. I don't know what temperature that's set at, but holy moly. Apples. Which I left in the freezer. Top half I thawed in refrigerator. Let me see what that's at. Okay, it's not at a hot temperature. Hot enough, but let me grab, here they are, my scissors. I think these are supposed to be poultry shears, but I don't dismember chickens, so. Oh yeah, how do you go and get in there? Yay! Okay. So I use apple juice. I'm gonna need some more apple juice with the cornstarch after. So I would like to get this cinnamon crunched more. How am I going to do this? I wonder if I put it in a flat pan. Or, hold on. On my, yeah, as I get most of it, not on my cutting board. Anyway, how about on my cutting board and then smash it? Cutting board here. You guys can see this is clean. Didn't end up using it last night. I need to put sugar in here as well. I'm not going to need the cookies very long. I'm only going to need to really thaw them because I think they're already cooked. I think they're already cooked. Let me see what this is at. Yeah, this needs to go up. I wish I could see. 375. Okay. That'd be good. Anyway, I'm going to take this and I'm going to continue smashing it. I think if I crunch it like this, I get to use this side. If I keep doing it, I can make it. I'm not going to ever make it into powder, but hopefully I can make it much, much smaller. How do people use this stuff? I mean, is this going to melt? I mean, it should melt, or at very least soften. I don't have like a coffee grinder or anything to grind this in, so I'm doing the best that I can. Under the circumstances. Getting smaller, slowly. Yeah, that side doesn't work as well as the bumpy side. Alright, I'm going to take some of it, put it in here, out here, and pray like the dickens that it melts, and it should. Okay. I got some powder. Anyway, next up, sugar. Oh. Since I don't have brown, I'm using all white. That right there. Trash. I have a pretty pie thing that I will sit and cut my tea with. And try to cut it. I need to clean this a little bit. Because it's been sitting a while, you know? Sometimes when something's been sitting, you need to give it a fresh once over. Because it gets dusty. So I'm going to put the aluminum pie plate in here when it comes out of the oven because this is a pretty presentation. So that'll be dry. Sit. Do you think? And we will concentrate on cooking the apples. Just apple juice, cinnamon, and sugar. Then, and you don't want this to be watered, so it's got to cook down a bit. Oh yeah, cinnamon's already dissolving. Good. I'm going to let it cook down a bit. And what we're going to do, this is clean, is get a space on the table, and I'll bring you over here, because we're going to roll out our top crust for the lettuce. Top crust. Yikes, it's hungry. Flour. Ooh, I can get to the flour, okay? Let's bring you here. Alright. Trying to get this out of here without too much damage. Oh my god, it's brittle. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to take it out and re-roll it. You just pull it out and I'll re-roll it. That's the best I can do under the circumstances because it's so pressed into the pan that I need it top pressed. So, I have to do it this way, whether I was making a regular top crust or not. So, let's do this. Push it back together into a ball. That's the first thing. You've got to get this dough into a ball, into a homogeneous mass. Ugh. It's super dry. So I am going to have to put it in here for a minute because I'm going to have to incorporate a little bit of water because it's super dry. So you do that. I'm just going to let it take what it needs because I don't want to overwater it. Because I'm going to roll it out of flour anyway. There we go. That's enough. Slide that over. Place that on there for a moment. And I'm going to get some flour onto my board. And some flour onto here. Okay. Really don't want to need this much. I'm just trying to get it back into one piece of dough with flour. Now it's starting to feel like a piece of pie dough that I can actually work with. So, and they always say flour your pin. Well, flour doesn't stay on the pin very well. This is going to be rolled out pretty thin. Flip it. Flip it. Dip it. Like I said, this has got to be pretty thin. And it's got to be this part's boring, so what I'll do is I'll turn you facing the board once I'm ready to cut it. Let me flip it. Yeah, it's still too thick. Need to wipe some excess flour off the top of this. There we go. Make sure this is thin enough to make my lattice. We have achieved preheat. Okay, I have achieved the thickness that I need for my lattice. So, give the apples a stir, waiting for a little bit of color and for the water to be absorbed. There was a lot of water in the apples, so it's going to take some time. I may have to drain them at some point, but this is on. There we go. So I'm not even hearing any sizzling here. Okay. As I said last night, I'm going to be able to do it today. I'm going to use this. Okay. I'm going to show you. First of all, I'm not going to use this ending because it's a disaster. So I'm going to use these strips. I actually do not want them as thick as this one. This one's too wide. So let me go down the middle of it. Perfection. That's why you use this. They have a pastry wheel, but I don't have one, and Mrs. Alton Brown would use this because it's a multitasker, so. There we go. I'm going to cut the whole thing, and I'm not sure how many I'm going to need, but we're going to cut the whole thing. Let me move this over so you can see better. These are the lattice. Use that in. There we go. Gonna leave these here on the board. Okay, hopefully you saw that. now we're back over here and have a chit chat and stir watery apples. Like I said, I'm probably gonna have to drain these because they were frozen. So, but I really wish this water would come up to a boil. I probably put more, there we go, apple juice in than I should have, but there was so much water in it, it doesn't matter. I'm going to have to drain them. And I'm not looking for brown. These things are done, in all actuality, because they were frozen, they were already cooked. So I'm just going to drain them, so I can move on to the next step. Oh, wait, before I do that, I got to turn that back up, because I've got to thicken it. And I might not need to drain it as much once I thicken it. I'm going to grab the apple juice and this. Whoa. This is called a cornmeal slurry. It's when you mix any kind of whole liquid, in this case, apple juice, because we're making apple pie, with cornstarch. Now, let me grab a fork since I don't have a cover for that. Mix it together really well. Now it's starting to boil. Hallelujah. So the slurry should help thicken it. You pour it in. Put this in the dishwasher, because I'm going to run today. Now, mix that in, let it boil a minute, and see if it thickens it enough that I don't need to drain it. That should thicken it. Kind of trying to stir it into the juice. I think it is thickening just a little bit. I'm gonna let that boil. Meanwhile, we will take another crust and get ready to pour it. I might actually scoop it. Oh, I'm going to show you something. They made a boo-boo because they put a piece of crust down there. It means there was a hole. You can see it. They made a boo-boo. And they patched it. I guarantee you that's a patch. It goes from here all the way up here. Yeah, they patched it. That's funny. See, even the professionals make a mistake now and then. That's what that goes to show you. Come on, thicken, thicken, thicken. I don't want to have to drain you. And I like using cornstarch because it doesn't have the habit of lumping. Put a little more in. Yeah, sweep my floor now. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have a habit of lumping, so I can't pour this into my pie crust with all this water. So it is thickening, thankfully, but it's taking forever. And I do not want to kill these apples. Oh yeah, that's melting. I was worried that the cinnamon wouldn't melt. It's melting. Okay, I think we're going to be good. I'm not going to have to drain this. They're really starting to thicken up, so I'm not going to have to drain it. I'm gonna sweep my floor after. I have a lot of cleaning to do after. Okay. Ouch. Put that there, and I'm gonna use my. Here's a little trick here. Use this to scoop out the apples. Because I don't trust myself dumping hot apples into here by holding the thing. I just don't. So, and no, you do not need to pre-bake this pie shell for this. I'm trying to get the apples without a ton of juice. So, I mean, it will thicken, but I don't want a ton of juice. And if there's some left over, you know what? Use it for something else. Seriously. Ugh, trying to empty it there. There we go. Okay. I hope Bob likes my apple pie. It smells good. And the crust is still raw, so go figure. I think I'm probably going to use all these apples. I'm going to switch utensils again. Two slotted spoons. It'll be easier to get the rest of these out without excess liquid. Because you kind of want your apples piled up because they shrink. Elton Brown said one thing that people do wrong is don't put enough apples in at the beginning. And they shrink. And they're like, wait a minute. Although these shouldn't shrink too much because they're pre-cooked. His weren't pre-cooked. Okay. That's beautiful. Look at that. Now we'll do the lettuce. Okay. One. One this way. I made the mistake of pinching that down, but that's okay. It has to be picked up. Now that I have one each way, let me show you. You come here, you pick this one up, put this one underneath. No, this one over the top, that one underneath. Like that. Then, those apples are hot. You do it again. Only this time, it needs to go, ouch, underneath that one and over that one. There. Now, I'm bringing these over so I don't have to keep walking over, guys. Okay. That's a little bit long. I'm going to put over and under. And it's probably a little bit long. Maybe not. And then we're going to put it. Okay, whoops. Over there. Oh, yuck. Over there. And over there. Problem is the apples are hot. So, 'tis not cooperating, but that's okay. I can fix it. We have the technology. We also have the extra crust to fix it. Okay. gonna cheat on that one. I'm just gonna go across the top with the rest of these because otherwise they're just gonna melt. So, but it actually looks really nice. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful once it's cooked. You just push these in place, take any tails off. Oops. Which I will throw in here. Okay. Can you see it? Yeah, I think you can. Cool. I'm going to put this on a sheet pan and get it in the oven. This is perfect. Look at that. Okay, 10 minutes at this blistering temperature. Right, 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Hold on. 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes at that blistering temperature. I will set my timer. Whoops. Timer set. Okay. Now I'm going to go clean up. I know we made a long video. I'll do some editing, but I need to clean this mess up. So, God bless you. I will see you. I will show you what it looks like in another video. See if I can't get the flour into the bag. Oh yeah. Yep. Good. Okay. I need to wash my table and put a sweep. This can go in here. And I still haven't decided how I'm gonna change my separator. I just know I have to for my own safety. Okay. I just know I have to for my own safety, you know? I'll update you when I figure it out. In the meantime, I'm going to sweep. Wipe this right down to the floor because I'm going to sweep anyway. And the cornstarch, which is what's all over the floor to begin with. I'm going to wash my table, wash my toilet, sweep, and get back to you for our next video. What did I have planned? I know I had something planned. Oh no, I had a daily journal plan, which I did. We're going to do the cupboards as soon as I figure out how. So, God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time. And please check out Kid Missing today. It's Dough Friday, and we are doing... I'm not sure. I have to see which one I did last week because I think I messed it up. So I'm going to go get cleaned up and clean up my kitchen. Bye, guys.